We have our first property that you can use to try doing some risk assessments on. So just scroll through a few slides and then we'll select one of the hazards and do an assessment of the property. So this is the theoretical property of 1 Llamados Drive. It's an 1870s end terrace property. Its current occupation is a family with 2 children and 2 adults. Now bear in mind, just do not forget that we assess the property assuming that the property is occupied by the at-risk group. So we can find out what the at-risk group is using the operating guidance and looking at the hazard profile for that hazard. So for electrical hazards, that would be under 5s. For excess cold, that would be over 60s. Property has 3 bedrooms, 2 reception rooms, and a kitchen and a bathroom. It's got double glazing, a little bit of Rockwell loft insulation, but not very much. And here, quite concerningly, the heating is all from open portable convector heaters. These are the types you can find in catalogue shops and the supermarkets that have a flex that plugs into the wall and you can move about the room as you please. So it's a little lounge heater at 1 kilowatt and a bigger landing heater, which is just one of these portable heaters that's been placed on the landing, which is 3 kilowatts. There's no heating at all in the bathroom, kitchen and bedrooms. So we can say that this property does not have enough heat output from the heating devices in the property to warm up the property and maintain healthy living indoor living temperatures. Here's a picture of the property. So it's one on the left. It's an end terrace property, so it has 3 external walls for heat loss. There's a bit of ivy growing at one side. We could have some damage to the brickwork because of that. And if we look at the entrance of the property, we've evidently just had some carpeting done in there. There's 2 small steps. These steps are at the sort of level where people could easily trip over them. However, as you walk into the house, they're in places where you'd expect there might be a change of level, so as they're in these 2 door frames. It's likely that these would increase the chance of falling on the level. In the back garden of the property, we've got this rear gate, you can see in the picture here, and they've got some decking and some very uneven sets, block paving. And this looks like it's very mossy and there's quite a lot of moisture about here. And I expect it would be quite uneven underfoot. Down the side of the property, we have some decking, and if you look at this decking, you can see that there's a downpipe emptying out onto it, and there's a lot of algae that's grown on this decking. You can see a better picture of it here. So if you look at this decking, you'll see it's been slightly raised, and if we look at the back of the property, you can see the bell cast bead on the rendering. And so there's some evidence here that the rendering is maybe damaged, and there might be some blown renderwork which is allowing moisture through. But at the bottom here, this is where this bell cast bead is where you'd expect to see your damp-proof course as well. And so if it's a Victorian period property, this would probably be one that had been drilled and injected. And so following this found for decking, they've built up the side of the property with some raised decking, and that's actually meant that it's raised the external floor level, external ground level above the level of this damp-proof course, and so it's likely they'll be getting some rising damp in the property. We can see that the downpipe's just decanting straight onto this decking, so it's taking a lot of moisture, and this whole area is not getting a lot of sunlight. And so we've got quite a lot of algae on the walls, and we've got an awful lot of algae on the decking, which should be very slippery indeed. The property has low steps around the front door. The area is poorly illuminated by nearby streetlights. The patio to the rear of the property is poorly laid and uneven, and to cover the poor quality paving, slightly raised decking has been laid down. The sheltered location means the decking dries out very slowly after rain. Consequently, algal growth on the decking is particularly bad, making decking exceptionally slippery when wet.